And I'm asking John Williams personally, if you are listening to my words today, I implore you to turn yourself in.
With 2 days on the run, police ratchet up their search for John Williams, wanted for the slaying of a Maine law enforcement officer. But with an armed and dangerous fugitive on the loose, parents are afraid to send their kids to school.
Nothing to do with it. Never met the man in my life.
His name is John Williams, but he's not the one accused of murder. Yet he's getting death threats and hate mail. Continuing coverage of the hunt for Corporal Eugene Cole's killer. This is News Center Now. He's accused of murdering a sheriff's deputy, and he's managed to elude police now for more than 24 hours. Good evening, everybody. I'm Lee Goldberg. The manhunt for John Williams has intensified. The search area has widened. Almost 200 officers are scouring Somerset County, and they are looking for this man. He's about 5.5 feet tall, brown hair, blue eyes. We have 2 pictures of him, but police believe that he probably looks more like the picture on the right now. He is still considered armed and extremely dangerous. If you see someone matching this description, do not try to be a hero. Call police immediately. Do not approach. And this just in, a $20,000 reward is being offered for anybody who can lead to the arrest of John Williams. So again, $20,000 reward was just announced if you could help the police out. Now, the manhunt is centered around several communities in Somerset County, which is where the News Center Now team is tonight. Over the next half hour, actually next hour and a half, our team coverage will have a look back at the lifetime of service by Corporal Eugene Cole. We'll also hear from friends and neighbors who are living in fear as police chase a suspected killer. And any moment now, we are expecting to hear an update from Maine State Police. But first, we go to Lindsay Mills with the latest on this search. Hey, Lindsay.
Hi, Lee. Good evening. That's right. We're going to hear any moment now in the latest press briefing from authorities. But right now, I'm at the command center in Norridgewock, near where this all unfolded the other day. Somerset County Sheriff's Deputy Corporal Eugene Cole was shot and killed on Route 2 in Norridgewock. Police say the suspect then stole the corporal's cruiser and stopped to steal something from the local Cumberland Farms, then ditched the car on Martin Stream Road, where police believe he fled on foot. So search teams are regrouping here in Norridgewock, but Williams' last known address is in Madison, where yesterday tactical teams surrounded a home. There was also a police presence in nearby Skowhegan, and today we learned officers stopped by a residence in Orono, where the suspect lived for a time with a friend. And as far as we know, the last time police had confirmed location for the fugitive, it was on Martin Stream Road. And that is where we find Chris Costa tonight. Chris, a lot of the search was concentrated in that area today.
Yeah, Lindsay, it's not exactly clear right now what piece of information brought police to this area, but we still have seen Maine game wardens, other law enforcement officers going in and out of this area periodically today, but the presence now much smaller than it was earlier today. Neighbors, however, say that yesterday there was also a large police presence in this area involving a helicopter and multiple aircraft circling the area yesterday. Today, Maine State Police and New Hampshire State Police vehicles lined this road. Dozens of officers were in this area searching an area far down this road, farther than you can see. And around 1 p.m., we saw perhaps the largest amount of police officers we've seen in one location. We saw officers, roughly 20 in a specific contingent, dressed in camouflage and face paint. They came out of the woods in Maine Warden Service pickup trucks. Those officers left. The Maine State Police cruisers continued to pull out of that area. The people who live near where the teams were searching say they're not concerned, but they hope that they catch John Williams. The press conference with State Police is happening right now. We're going to send you to it live.
Investigation. Throughout the day, we have received truckloads of food and beverages, as well as logistical and emotional support. This has allowed us to continuously work towards the apprehension of the man that killed Corporal Eugene Cole. At this time of this briefing, John Williams is still at large and still considered armed and dangerous. I repeat what I said this morning and reaffirm my comment. If John Williams is hearing this, I want you to turn yourself in. Please surrender peacefully. An update, we have been partnering with the FBI and other federal agencies during this investigation. A few minutes ago, a $20,000 reward has been announced for information, leading to the arrest of John Williams. I appreciate the FBI's involvement and hope that the reward offer will encourage someone to come forward and provide us the information that we need to apprehend John Williams. We continue to focus our efforts searching in this local area, and these efforts continue as we speak. And I want to assure the citizens of Somerset County that there will be a greater police presence this evening. And as I emphasized last night, if you hear or see anything, please call 911. Thank you.
Sheriff, the Pomelo girl, have you interviewed Christina Pomelo relative to this investigation?
So I can't get into that. That all is part of the investigation.
And that was John Williams' girlfriend?
There was a relationship there.
Yeah, and is she currently in Somerset Jail?
She is currently in the Somerset County Jail.
And has she been interviewed as to where John might be?
So we've done.
So there you're just hearing the latest update from law enforcement, again reiterating that new $20,000 reward for any information that leads to the whereabouts of John Williams. Again reiterating the message from this morning, John Williams, to turn yourself in. Those were the words from law enforcement this afternoon. So with that suspected murderer still at large, some parents in these areas where the search is underway decided to keep their kids home from school, but administrators assure us they are taking precautions to keep their students safe. Several are under a lockout, meaning class goes on as scheduled, but no one can go into the building during the school day. At Mill Street Elementary, just down the road from where this search command center is, police were stationed on campus throughout the day. Still, parents say it was hard to drop their children off at school this morning with a suspect still at large.
It's such a reality, and it's tragic. It really is. And to drive through all of that, it's unbelievable.
It's scary. It's scary to know that in this area it's not safe, knowing that there's people around like that.
Knowing that they're safe and there's plenty of police here to protect him was a good feeling.
And when school let out this afternoon, there was one sheriff's vehicle from the Somerset County Sheriff's Office, but we were told throughout the day there were several unmarked vehicles there as well. Well, with so many officers gathering in one area, working long shifts, friends and neighbors are doing what they can to support search efforts. The Somerset County Sheriff's Office shared this picture on Facebook, thanking everyone who dropped off food, pizza, coffee, and baked goods. They actually just thanked everyone again in their latest news briefing. All right, still to come on News Center Now.
Then the phone started ringing and it didn't stop all day long.
The Facebook sleuths targeted John Williams of Madison, but they got the wrong guy. How this case of mistaken identity hit home for the other John Williams.
At the top of the show, we told you about the $20,000 reward being offered for information leading to the arrest of John Williams. Police have now released tattoos that he has on his body. Here's a look at them. Anyone with information regarding his current whereabouts should call the Maine State Police immediately. Again, a $20,000 reward, and there's a look at some of the tattoos so you know what you are looking for. Let's go back to Norwich Walk where Lindsay Mills is standing by still. Hey, Lindsay.
Real quick, I'm with Christina, and just right now there is a helicopter circling overhead. All of a sudden, this is the first time since I've been out here today I've heard the air search overhead. Just thought we'd quickly mention that. Regardless, hundreds of people across the country have found John Williams' Facebook page. Some are begging him to turn himself in. But Christina, it appears that people are directing their aggression towards the wrong John Williams.
Yes, in a lot of cases, yes. So Lindsay, social media can be a powerful tool. It can connect us with family and friends and tell us what's going on around the world. But it can also be used as a weapon. For a scary and a personal example, just ask a man named John Williams.
I am John Williams.
Not the one police police are looking for.
Nothing to do with it. Never met the man in my life.
Pure shock when John Williams turned on his TV Wednesday morning.
I didn't see it until I looked at the bottom and I said, John Williams, and I said, oh my God.
And while he has nothing to do with the murder of Corporal Eugene Cole,
Then the phone started ringing and it didn't stop.
he's facing some of the aftermath.
People wanting to put a couple bullets in my head, and, you know, I was a cop murderer.
You kill the cop, you're the problem with society. I see this as premeditated by what he has wrote, you will die in prison.
Comments by the hundreds, wishing the worst for this John Williams, a 74-year-old retired mill worker and lifelong Madison resident.
He is a loving, diehard family man that he's got the utmost respect for military, police forces.
His granddaughter spent the past day trying to convince people they have the wrong guy.
It's shocking at first, and it had my adrenaline through the roof.
She says she had to defend her grandfather because he barely knows how to use social media.
I can get in and get out. That's about it. It's more for keeping track of the kids, the grandkids. I don't think you can get Facebook on it, can you?
He doesn't know what to say to the people harassing him.
What are you going to say to them that's ever going to have any effect on them?
But his granddaughter has a message.
Just don't accuse people until you know the facts.
So John says it's scary enough just living, within a mile of a suspected killer on the loose without also having to worry about his family's safety. He urges people to please let law enforcement do its job and stop being keyboard warriors, essentially.
All right, Christina, thanks so much for that story. So all of the latest information on this manhunt can be found on demand in one place at our website or our mobile app, and we can push urgent updates to your phone right when you need to know them. So make sure you download our new Center Maine mobile app because you will get those updates as soon as we get them right to your smart device or mobile phone. And for the time being, I will stay in Norwalk to monitor the latest developments and pass along the latest information as we learn more. Live in Norwalk, Lindsay Mills for News Center Now. Lee, back to you.
All right, Lindsay, thank you very much. Great job, you, Christina, and Christopher. So your social media fingerprint right there in black and white.
It's far more than I expected to see. They're gathering a lot of data on people.
Katie Ortiz, our digital diva, shows you how to decode your archived Facebook data so you know exactly what the social network has on you and what it is selling to private companies. Also ahead, rainy morning, but the sun is peeking out. Will we need the umbrella or sunscreen? Keith will have the answer coming up. After the Cambridge Analytica scandal, we asked Facebook users in Maine if they cared if their data was compromised. The majority said not so much, but that answer might change for some of you if you saw what data is actually out there. Katie Ortiz brought one of you to a cybersecurity team to go through his Facebook archive, and it was an adventure, to say the least.
My name is Matthew Hebert. I live in Clifton, and I used to be an avid Facebook user. My first reaction was everyone's making a big to-do about nothing because, whatever Facebook had, we probably gave them anyways. I started to realize that when Facebook was, turning me, not that I wasn't already, into a demographic, what are they getting without my knowledge and how are they getting it?
After the Facebook data scandal, Facebook allowed user access to their entire Facebook archive. We downloaded Matt's archive and deciphered the data with the help of one of UMaine Augusta's top cybersecurity students.
I am ready. Pushing the button.
Everything Matt has ever done on Facebook, from his messages to his likes, was right in front of him, broken down into categories. We started with his Facebook searches and found every single search was recorded.
And they're going to want to know what people are looking for, I assume, so they can show it to them. Like, this is the person you search for the most, so we're going to show you their posts the most.
Next, comments.
2014 is one.
Yep.
So all the comments since 2014.
That's the first comment I ever made on Facebook right there. He's in disguise. Likes and reactions, I want to see how big that is.
It remembers everything you gave the thumbs up to.
Every time I've hit like, or wow.
So this is this kind of data they will use for ads.
Yep.
So what I would be curious about is if you unliked a page, is it still here or not? Do you remember one?
An experiment. If you unlike a page, is it still recorded?
No, it doesn't appear here.
But what we found next was a wake-up call for Matt.
I click on a lot of ads.
And I think it's interesting because a lot of the titles look like news titles, news article, but you can see that actually it was an ad and not news.
Yup, Matt frequently clicked on fake news and fell for it.
This is why you should never trust the pictures hotels post online. This video gamer admits his habit nearly drove him to suicide.
Did you think that they were news articles at the time?
Yeah.
That's not even the kicker.
Pierre shows Matt where to find a list of advertisers who use his data.
Music artists.
Well, I hope 2 Chainz enjoyed it. Cardi B used my data.
Big box stores, credit card companies. The advertisers that have his information were staring him right in the face.
So that maybe through the apps you used or the likes you made on Facebook, that's how they get this data and your information.
So the tests and the quizzes, that sort of stuff.
And they don't give much detail about what information they have. They just say contact information, so it can be a little or it can be a lot.
There's more in there than I wanted to be in there, and I'm sure from what I'm seeing here and what you've told me, that's kind of my fault. Like, I need to go back through my settings and lock some of it down.
Would you suggest that people download their data?
Yes, absolutely yes. Download your data archive and go through your privacy settings and change things.
So going into this, Matt was, of course, definitely naive. He knew Facebook was going to have a lot of data, but even he was blown away by the precision and the sheer depth of the data, as you just saw. And what you just saw was only a sampling. They have network data, every poll you've ever voted on, things that you would just find completely mindless. Now, as the world moves to a digital space, hacks and breaches are inevitable. And the associate professor of cybersecurity at UMaine Augusta says the field is a crucial one, and anyone can do it.
And it's going to grow. It's going to continue to grow at a very large rate. I think cybersecurity right now we can't find enough people to fill the jobs.
On our website, we have more on the cybersecurity program if you're interested, and we also have a step-by-step guide on how to access your Facebook archive. Just go to the Now section on the app or on our website.
I told my 14-year-old that's what he should go into. There'll be plenty of jobs available.
And I'm sure the money is there too.
Speaking of money.
Oh, jeez.
What's up?
You know, quickly on that, remember we talked a few weeks ago about how I thought not as many people were deleting Facebook as they said they were, just based on analytics from a local page that I have. I have noticed over the past week or so, yes, people are unliking me, but I think a lot of people are deleting their pages. I think they thought about it for a while and decided,
I'm honestly too nervous to even just download it because I don't want to like rehash my teen angst. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm all set.
Sure. All right, good story. Okay, let's get on to the weather where it is nice now after a rainy start to the day. It's still raining over Aroostook County, but you can see we've cleared out a bit. Look at that, a little convection over southern Maine. That might be a little baby thunderstorm down there across southern Maine. It's actually a little bit humid. We cleared out around 1 over York and Cumberland County, now moving into the mid-coast. Temperatures rose quickly, and dew points were in the mid-50s, so we did have a little bit of a sticky feeling out there. The first time I felt it this season. 66 in Portland for a high, 67 in Sanford, 63 in Lewiston. You can see who cleared out and who didn't, as it's still in the 50s across central and northern Maine. So hour-by-hour forecast, another shower or two later on this afternoon and into this evening. We clear out for the first half of Friday. I think it starts off really nice, but we cloud up by Friday afternoon, and then a couple of showers move in on Friday evening. A few heavier downpours along the coast are possible. Those showers move out on Saturday morning. The middle part of Saturday is actually pretty nice before a few more showers possible on Saturday afternoon. So we're going to be in this pattern in which there'll be a couple of shower chances on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and into Tuesday. None of this looks like any kind of heavy rainfall, but it is worth noting with an upper level low that we will have some shower activity. But we're still on for the warm-up Wednesday, Thursday, and it may last into Friday as well. Temperatures in the upper 70s, some low 80s in there as well. Of course, we're going to do a little bit better inland than we do along the coastline. But as I mentioned, Lee, all those raindrops you see on Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, They're minor, just sprinkles, but it's just worth noting that we'll have a chance of showers. But it won't be anything like what we saw, say, yesterday or, even this morning.
My eye is still on the prize.
Yeah, we're still in
Pure
good shape.
prize.
Is that Wednesday? I'll do it Wednesday.
Whatever.
All right.
Yes, the answer is
Whatever
yes.
we can do it.
The answer is yes. All right, sir. Thank you. News Center Maine at 5:30 coming up next. We will have continuing coverage of the manhunt for a murder suspect accused of killing an officer in uniform. Also ahead, a fire at the Hannaford warehouse exactly 1 year after the last blaze at the grocery store chain. And after years of speculation and accusations, former comedian Bill Cosby is found guilty of sexual misconduct. Those stories and more straight ahead. News Center Now continues after the break.
All right, we got a test today, everybody. Lee's excited.
I'm ready.
They have this this test from 1958 that they gave a bunch of potential astronauts. These are just snippets of this test that they gave some of these astronauts. But let's do spatial visualization, shall we, Rachel? I found this kind hard. It's going to take a second to load, because what it's going to do is show you an object. Just hit Start Quiz, and it's going to say, what if we turn it this way, then this way? What is it going to look like? Okay, so it's a clock, and we're going to turn that clock a half turn to the side.
Okay.
What is it going to look like?
If I turn it like that, it looks like a light bulb.
Okay, but which of these
I'm sorry, which picture?
choices would you choose?
I have already failed. I'm going to go with A.
Okay, he's going to go A. Rachel, hit us. It is
Boom.
B. It is B. That's okay. Let's move on to the next one. That's All right, so now this time we're going to turn it this way, and then we're going to turn it down.
Okay.
So we're going to rotate it.
C.
Okay, C. Rachel. Yeah! Woo!
Fly
All right,
to
we got one more of this type.
I'm an astronaut.
And this one is interesting. So you're going to turn it this way, then it's going to rotate down, and then it's going to half rotate this way.
I'm going E.
E, Rachel? That's all right. 1 out of 3. Let's go to another category real quick. And by the way, we'll put this on. I'll put it on the Facebook stream after, the link for this, because this is really entertaining. If you can, you're gonna have to go back to the beginning of the page here. Let's keep going.
This
test
might be over.
Yeah, maybe. We have some engineering ones as well. There's hidden patterns in there. There we go. All right, quickly. Mechanical comprehension. Take the test. All right, this one is a matter of understanding how things work, kind of physics-wise. Start the quiz. All right, extending the reach of the crane will shift its what? Total weight, allowable speed, center of gravity, center of buoyancy.
C.
Center of gravity. Take us out on a good note. Hey! All right, I'll post this link. It's
That's
actually
the best
really fun
I've
to do.
ever done on a test.
You nailed it.
Ever.
Nailed
News
it.
Center 5:30 starts right now.